Gauti, at a time when few of our batters are probably out of form, is it great to see the form of three players? I would say Washington Sundar was a sudden pick during the New Zealand series. Dhruv Jurel, who's done well for India A, and
Yeah, you guys only criticized when we picked Washington Sundar out of nowhere. You guys, everyone was writing about that. How come we picked Washington Sundar? I think it's always good when a young player comes in, be it Dhruv Jurel, who's done really well against England, be it Washington Sundar. It's great for Indian cricket because these guys are the future for Indian cricket as well. So it is really encouraging when you talk about young players.
and Sanju Samson. He also is reveling in the backing that he's got from the team.
Not at all. I think it's nothing to do with me. It's nothing to do. I think it's his ability. It was all about giving him the right number and backing him. I think ultimately it's his hard work, what he's doing for Indian cricket. And it's just the start. It's not the end. Hopefully he can continue taking this form forward. And for me, I think the good sign is that some of the young players are really coming through, and which is always healthy and good for Indian cricket.
Gautam, it's not, I mean, every time a team loses at home or any series, I know that the pressure always mounts up, but the seniors obviously have been there, are pretty experienced, but a lot of youngsters who are like new to the team have just started careers. What are the type of conversations you would perhaps have had with them? Because, it's a new series. Australia is obviously going to be more challenging. So if you could take us to the conversations you have had, they are always under scanner every time things don't go the team's way. So how do you keep them cool?
Look, the only conversation I've had with be it the seniors, be it the experienced players or the youngsters is to keep Indian cricket ahead of any other thing, to keep the team ahead of their personal milestones, because that is what team sport is all about. And that is how team sport is meant to be played. And I'm sure that is something that will continue to happen in future as well. We will keep having the same conversation. It's about the team first ideology, philosophy as compared to any other thing. And the smallest of things will make a huge difference. When you start talking about thinking about the team, be it a spell where you have to be boring at times, be it that unbelievable catch or playing the session. So all these things, when you start thinking about the team ahead, I think all the other things can take a back seats. And that is something which we will keep talking to the youngsters and everyone in that dressing room, because that is how we want to be seen as absolutely selfless and more importantly, absolutely positive.
Gautam, question from you. You've had sort of a first-hand taste of how congested international schedules are. You can't practically be everywhere. That's why VVS is in South Africa. How are you coping with this? And, is this ideal? How?
Oh, that's part of my job. I can't help it. That's up to ICC and BCCI to decide. For me, I think whatever it is in front of me, we're going to try and give our best. And I'm not going to say that, okay, it's idle, it's not idle, but that's the way life is. And that's not only with Indian cricket, that's with a lot of other teams as well. Look at Australia. Australia is playing 3 T20s ahead of the 5 test matches as well. But it's not only about Indian cricket, it's about most of the other teams as well.
Any word on captaincy candidates in the absence of Rohit Sharma, Bumrah? How do you chatter or all about those things?
Bumrah is the vice captain, so obviously he will. If Rohit is not available, he's going to lead in Perth.
Coach, one last question. When you were towards the end of your career and you're now the coach, the starting months of the tenure, do you draw any similarities with how the time went with Duncan Fletcher, the former Indian coach, given that he was also handed over a team which was going into a transition and you're also in a similar position? How do you see that and how do you kind of plan to tackle it in?
Look, honestly, I'm not even thinking that the team is in transition and all that kind of stuff. The only thing that is there at the moment in my mind is we go to Australia to play 5 test matches. And I've said it that there are some incredibly tough people in that dressing room who are going to achieve a lot of good things in future as well. So you guys can keep talking about the transition and all that stuff. For me, I think they're still very hungry, and till the time they're very hungry, I'm sure that they've got a lot of fire to achieve a lot of success for the nation, and you should never doubt their passion for the country. So I feel that transition or no transition, those things can happen, and those things will keep happening in Indian cricket. But at the moment, I think it's the 5 test matches that are important.